Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about how to master our mind, our subconscious mind, the subconscious patterns to completely shift our vibration and become more magnetic, or better said, extremely magnetic when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to shifting the results in our lives. So we will be talking about how to use your inner critic for your greater good, how to become a friend to your inner critic so you can actually start using it for improving the areas of your life which needs an improvement, how to take care of your inner warrior, how to take care of how we are reacting towards the circumstances, how to overcome overthinking, how to take care of the overthinking, and how to shift our belief system, how to let go of the old beliefs, old stories, old concepts. We are consistently telling to ourselves like the stories we think they're real about ourselves. Those are the windows through which we are seeing our lives. So once we are able to change it, we will see life in a completely different way. We will see new opportunities, we will see new possibilities, we will see new potentials, which before we had no idea that they exist. So there's actually a powerful quote which says, "Your assumptions are your windows on the world. Scrub them off every once in a while or the light won't come in." So our life is made on different assumptions, and Neville Goddard said the law of assumption. You start perceiving life the way that you are programmed to perceive it, and suddenly your life become equal to your perception, right? And Napoleon Hill said, "An educated man is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others." So this is so important to understand because it is actually not about how much we know, but how much we are actually willing to develop the faculties of our mind. So mind can feel like an infinite field of different ideas. It feels like the whole universe is inside of our mind. Right, this photo can explain everything because it feels like when we fall into overthinking, there's no way out. It feels like there's infinite different thoughts, and suddenly we feel a manifestation of our thoughts, which are emotions in our bodies. Every time we think a thought, it creates an energetic signal which influences the blood, which creates chemical signal which we experience as an emotion. It comes from epigenetics, how the whole chain reaction goes from the thought to the emotion, and suddenly we have that whole repetitive cycle from thinking to feeling to thinking to feeling, and eventually our body becomes a manifestation of what we think. So it's important to take care of those different aspects of our minds so we can shift our vibration. In previous video about upgrading or raising our vibration, we've been talking about the shadow work, which comes from our deep emotions, deep emotional wounds, or emotional traumas, or emotional memories from the past, which may be more unpleasant or unknown, unfamiliar parts of ourselves, which we are ignoring or we don't want to take care of. And to find more about that, go and check out that video about raising your vibration through shadow work. So today we will be talking about mastering our minds. So firstly, if we start with that inner critic, that inner voice which is telling to us that we are not able to do something, we are not capable of doing that, we are not worthy enough, we are not lovable enough. we are not accepted, we are not talented enough, and so on. Right? For example, you want to start a YouTube channel. As soon as you get in front of the camera, that inner critic becomes louder than your heart. Right? Why it is happening? Because it is actually protecting you. Your inner critic is protecting you from feeling unpleasant. Isn't that interesting? Your inner critic is protecting you. Every time you experience some fear, every time you experience some unworthiness, every time you experience emotions of being shy, being afraid, that inner critic will turn on and it will start making up stories you've heard from people around you why you shouldn't do it, so you can get back into your safe zone. It is protecting you, but you can train it to become your friend. Because, sometimes we hear other people's words. Often it comes from our parents when we were little. We've heard so many different stories why we shouldn't do something, why we're not capable of doing something, especially when it comes to money and wealth and maybe health. You've heard you have those kind of genes from your ancestors. That's why you can't heal. That's why you can't change your genetic expression or whatever it is. Or you think you're not smart enough to start a business, or you think you can't be completely present in this moment because your mind is just not designed to be that way. You're constantly overthinking. We can take care of all of that once we have the right knowledge and we expand our awareness to such a degree that we start to know who we truly are. So if you can recognize other people's words inside your inner critic, you will recognize, oh well, those people taught me to be or to think that way because they were following their fears and they've projected their fears to me. And now it's up to me. Will I still follow these fears and project them to others, or will I actually upgrade myself and to become the greatest version of myself? You know what I've learned about the inner critic? If you will not give that inner critic something to do, it will do what it has been told by your environment. So for example, you get in front of the camera, you start filming yourself, and suddenly you feel shy, you feel afraid, you don't know what to say, you start sweating, and you know all of that. Give your inner critic a question: how can I improve myself? And it will start searching the solutions. Read a book on how to communicate in front of people or in front of the camera, how to deal with the critics, how to deal with negative thoughts, how to think, how to express myself. It will actually start giving you advices. What can you do? Because now you're in control. You're giving an order to the part of your mind. Before that, your environment was giving order to the parts of your mind. That's why your inner critic is active. But now you, as an awareness, is giving an order to your mind how to improve a certain aspect of yourself so you can become more comfortable, so you can become more energetic, so you can become more present within yourself, so you can easily let go of what you now understand and know that is not helping you to grow, that is not helping you to evolve. So use your inner critic as your servant. How can I improve myself in this area? Don't listen to those negative stories, but actually listen for the advices, because I've learned that every time I ask myself questions like, what could I do to improve my English language? I will immediately receive an answer like, read more English books. I'm reading English books for more years now because it can help me to improve my language. Talk with more people in English language or whatever it is. That worked for me. But just try it out. Start asking your inner critic rather than it is giving you this cheap advices. Ask it for greater solutions. You will see how fast it will respond. Then the warrior. It's not the warrior, it's the warrior, the inner warrior. You know this, what if? Because we are constantly thinking, what if it will not work? You know, it's because we try to live in our future with a perception of our past. So we always think, what if it will not work? What if I will fail? What if I will lose my money? What if people will not like me? What if I will not be accepted? You know, we can't truly experience our future from the perception from our past, but think that everything will be okay. So people start forcing positive thinking. So they would shift that what if to faith, to believing that everything will work out. But the truth is that if we want to shift that inner warrior into a greater trust that everything is working in our favor, is that we firstly accept ourselves where we are. We accept where we are and we look what we are doing. And we recognize, well, we are improving what we can improve. You know, the warrior is always motivated by fear, which is often irrational and has no basis, right? We all know that. And occasionally this, you know, that part of ourselves is motivated by fear from something that happened in the past, and we are afraid that it will happen again. So we are looking through that lens of the past into the future, not knowing that we are not the same person anymore as we've been back at that time when those things happened. We are not the same person anymore. We have more experiences, we have more knowledge. So the best way to look into the future is to look into the future from the present moment. And it means that before you look into the future, you rather cleanse yourself from the past drama. Use your past experiences to see lessons, what you've learned, but never predict your future from what you went through in the past. Because it will completely shift your vibration, because suddenly you will see, well, you know much more than ever before. You are a new person. You are more experienced. So therefore, you can't go through same mistakes as you went through. And you may say, well, same mistakes are constantly repeating to me. It's because you're not seeing the lessons that the past has offered to you. And even if you see the lessons, you're not applying what you've learned. So ask yourself, what have you learned from the past mistakes, but you're not applying to your behaviors? Because if you're not changing your behaviors, you're constantly recreating the same experiences. Isn't that so? If you're not changing your behaviors, you're constantly experiencing same events or similar events, similar people. Even if those are new people, they have similar personalities, similar characters. So to change that inner warrior to inner trust means that you start looking into the future from the present moment. That's why we use a method of visualization in the meditation. Because when we go into meditation, the first 5 to 10 minutes we use just to calm down our brain. You know, every time we are thinking and overanalyzing and worrying and so on, our brain is in high beta brainwave frequency according to neuroscience. In that brainwave frequency, we can't truly surrender and trust to this moment that everything will work well, because we have so many memories from the past which are telling to us that we can't do it, that we are not able to do it. But when we start calming down our brain, We'll go from that beta brainwave frequency slowly into alpha brainwave frequency and slowly into theta brainwave frequency. And slowly into delta brainwave frequency and slowly into gamma brainwave frequency. By focusing on breathing, by calming down our body, by slowing down our breathing, slowly as we are relaxing our muscles, we are relaxing our brain. Everything is connected, and the easiest way is to deepen your breathing, slow down your breathing, relax your body, relax your muscles, and pay your attention only on breathing. Then slowly we can expand our attention to the space within our bodies. Often when I guide you through meditations, I say to you, focus now into the space within your head or within your body. And then outside of us, because what we do, we expand our awareness beyond the material aspect of life. Suddenly we sense energy, suddenly we feel more calm, we feel more present, we feel like we are more energy than matter. And that's where we are not experiencing life anymore through the lens of the past. We become fully present. And if that state of being in the present moment, we start visualizing the future, we will immediately feel emotions from that future. So let's say you have in your mind a potential that you want to experience, a certain manifestation. If you can visualize it, if you can see yourself already having it, or at least if you can think like it's already present, you will feel gratitude for having it. You will feel like you will feel when it will happen. And that's where we start creating a completely new vibrational signal. And that's where we step into a state of trust. If we are practicing it consistently, we will train our body to trust the process. We will trust it. Then all we need to do is to take action and to start moving forward towards that dream. I need to make a whole entire video for that process. But if we want to go from that inner warrior to the inner trust, we need to start looking into the future from the present moment. That's how we will overcome the worrying from what if it will not work. Then another aspect is our reaction mode, right? We are trained to react towards circumstances certain way. How often you react towards something that happens out of fear or out of anger, completely uncontrollably, like it happens automatically. And then somebody asks you why you are that way, and you say, I don't know what's happening to me. And then you pull yourself down because you think there's something wrong with you. But the thing is that we've been trained to be that way by observing how people around us are reacting. Because of our mirror neurons, we are copying our environment, reactions of others. That's why when somebody is practicing kindness and compassion, it creates that domino effect on the society, because suddenly people are affected by his kinder and more compassionate reactions and behaviors, and suddenly we see an opportunity, or we see a possibility, a potential that we can do the same. So to change your reactions towards circumstances requires a greater state of awareness. To actually become aware of how you're reacting, because that will completely shift your vibration. Once you see something happens and you catch yourself how you're reacting, and you ask yourself, is it healthy? Could I react more with greater kindness? Could I react with greater understanding of what is happening? You will see anger or fear or however you're reacting, it is draining you from so much of energy. It is draining so much of your vital life force. When you become aware, something happens and you don't need to react the way you did before. Suddenly you will free so much of your energy that you will much sooner find a greater solution. What could you do? You got a bill, you don't know how to pay it. Well, don't react immediately out of fear. Pause yourself. Go for a walk outside and you will see how liberating it is to know that we don't need to react the way we've been used to. Even if you don't know how will you pay that bill. By not falling into fear, solutions will come much faster. I've learned that because I was in the situations when I started my journey. I had a few situations where I didn't knew how will I be able to afford to pay certain bills. But I let go. I went to meditate. Meditation always helped me. I went to meditate and I've surrendered myself. I've trusted the process. I said, well, I know that I'm doing everything I can. I was doing everything I could at that time. So if I'm doing everything I can, I know that the universe will provide me everything I need. And every time, at the end, things worked. I got money, I've sold something, or something happened. Sometimes it felt like it came out of nowhere, like an opportunity, or somebody ordered my painting at the beginning when I've started. So things worked out because I've learned to surrender, I've learned to trust, but I did everything I could. Ask yourself if you're doing everything you can to make things, to make changes, the wanting changes in your life. So you go from reaction to acceptance. Well, some things you can't control. If you can't control them, accept them as they are and trust that everything will work well. Make sure that you're doing everything which is in your power to the best of your abilities to experience changes in your life. But when it feels like you can't find a solution, trust the process by the method that I've explained before. This will, it will free your energy. You will fly, my friends. You will become so energetic that manifestations will start flying to you much faster. And I'm talking from my experiences. Then when it comes to overthinking, maybe this video will be a bit longer, so you can watch it in parts if you want. When it comes to overthinking, I've learned that overthinking is actually our huge power. The thing is that we just don't know how to use it, how to use our minds, how to focus the overthinking to actually design or create something new, something powerful, to put together those awesome ideas which are coming through our imagination. You know, the biggest problem with overthinking is that we think that it's bad, that we think that it's not actually serving us, that we think that there's something wrong with our mind. Some people seem to be really focused, but we are constantly overthinking. You know, I'm so often overthinking, but because of my overthinking, I'm able to put together different ideas and create paintings firstly in my mind, so later I can paint them. I can remember that. I can put concepts together so I can talk about it sometimes. You know, it's all because of overthinking. It means that we can do more things at one time. It's a great power. We just need to develop it in a constructive way so we can use the benefit of the overthinking. But overthinking is draining a lot of our energy, so we also need to learn how to shut it off, how to calm it down. So doing art is a great way to deal with overthinking, to calm down your mind. If you're drawing, if you're painting, if you're writing, journaling, it will help you to pull your thoughts on a piece of paper. If you're drawing, express what you're thinking about. If you're painting, well, grab some colors which could express the thoughts you're thinking about and paint something. It can be a whole abstract artwork. Doesn't matter, whatever you feel. Just express it. We need to learn to express our thoughts in a positive way. You know, not in a negative way when you start screaming all your thoughts and you start writing, you know, everything. Like often people, those critics, when they write negative comments, for example, on social media, they express their thoughts, which were like triggered by certain things that happened, without even being aware of what they're writing. You know, overthinking to me is truly, truly powerful, but at the same time, we need to learn how to shut it off, like I said before. So doing art will help you to deal with that. Writing, journaling, start writing every thought you feel down, and suddenly you will experience an empty mind. If it's not empty, well, write everything down you're thinking about. Long walks in nature will help you to deal with overthinking. Meditation will help you. You can find many guided meditations here on my channel, which will help you to deal with overthinking. Practicing mindfulness or being in the present moment through meditation or through observation of nature, of movement, of trees, or any kind of movement. To me, the most powerful way to let go of overthinking is if I go close to the river or close to the ocean and I observe the water. Water brings me that cleansing, a feeling of cleansing, like my mind is cleansing, like I'm detaching from all the thoughts, and suddenly I feel completely empty. I feel completely free. And that's a beautiful experience. I need like 10 to 20 minutes to do that, but if you're new to this work, try it out for 10, 20 or 30 minutes and do it consistently, and you will train yourself how to use our thinking for as your power, and also how to shut it off. When it comes to beliefs, you know, beliefs are changed by new beliefs. If you want to let go of old beliefs, you need to design new ones and pay more attention to the new ones, and slowly your old ones will disappear. That's how it works. Reading new books and rereading them and relearning them and talking about what we've learned, expressing what we've learned, writing what we've learned, we will upgrade our belief system. You know, you only understand something when you can explain it to the next person. That's why I love filming videos, because sometimes I learn something new and I talk to you about it and I consistently repeat it, and suddenly it becomes more clear to me as well. And then I say, well, am I truly practicing that? And I start practicing it and my life starts changing. I've experienced a lot of that in the past. Now I'm more and more living the way I'm preaching, because it's a whole process of changing, you know, our behaviors from how we've been trained by the society, by our environment, to actually training consciously ourselves to become the person that we want to be, to become an expression of the soul, to live fully and purposefully, and to find that greater meaning within our hearts, to know what is the right thing to do, and to understand the whole process that life is offering to us moment by moment. So understand that it is a process. It is not a one-day transformation or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year transformation. It's a life process. And we are all in it together. So together we are walking that path of a greater self-realization so we can help each other. And to me that's beautiful, that's powerful. And a great reward is that we feel more energetic. Every time we do that work, every time we change something about ourselves, like we let go of something which in the past was anchoring us to this negative emotions, to lower energies, we let go of it and suddenly we feel more alive, we feel more magnetic, we feel more energetic, and we feel that what we're thinking about, what we are visualizing is happening much faster, manifestation starts flowing much faster, and that's the reward of your inner work. So we stop actually focusing on the results, but rather on the changes that are in our power to make. And manifestation starts happening automatically. So it's all about the path we are walking on, falling in love with that path. And start looking on everything like it's a game, like it's a playful game. Enjoy in it. I've learned for myself that even if there are things I don't like to do, I've started looking it as a playful game. Let's play with that. And I always experience a greater ease when I say that to myself. So start looking on yourself like life is a game where you can play. You can play with anything that comes your way. Play with that. Be like a kid, curious to learn more, curious to know more, curious to understand more, to accept more, to be kinder, to be more compassionate, to be more loving. And you will see that your energy will completely change. So this is it for today, my friends. Today I'm sharing with you a painting, Mind as the Creator, because this painting is truly related to the work that we've been talking today. Mind is creating reality is kind of the concept within that painting. From every single thought comes a result within our bodies as an emotion. From emotion comes like a reaction or an action, an act. We start acting and behaving equal to how we feel. And whatever we do on a physical level, we activate the law of cause and effect. Once we activate that law, we create results which eventually find us. So if we're wondering like why those results are constantly finding us, it all starts within our minds. So we need to shift the way we think, to shift the way we experience our lives. But it's so complex that we can't just say change the way you think. That's why this video can be so powerful, to understand more of those different aspects of our minds. This is it for today, my friends. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Spread some love in the comment section below and let me know what you're working on right now. What is your, or where you found yourself as the area of your life that you can see a great space of improvement. Write it in the comments below. Is it negative thinking? Is it overcoming beliefs? So it can help me to make more videos which can be focused on the areas which can help you the most. So thank you so much for expressing yourself in the comment section. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Once again, have a beautiful day. Until next time, one love.